Hello everyone and welcome back to Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate Prowler Only. Last time we took on Devil Joe, Tigrex, and who was the other one? Diablos. I completely forgot about him. This time we'll be taking on more key quests. Our first monster will be weak to ice, and that is why we have the Barioth knife equipped. Go ahead, walk up to the quest tender and look for emergency at the Arctic Ridge, as is hunting a Rajang in the Arctic Ridge. Night. We'll go ahead and head out and take this quest. Or take the quest and head out. Okay, so not me totally forgetting to hit record. I had to pause it for something. And yeah, Rajang, we might not have much of this hunt left. It's like 10 minutes in. I'm sorry, this is not very professional. Glass cannon. Not very many. I've done this whole spiel already. I'm gonna run through this really quick before we kill him. Rajang, glass cannon. Most of his body is a weak spot, if not all of it, until his arms turn red, and then it's not a weak spot. We don't have to worry about bouncing off that though, because we don't have, or we're not using melee attacks. What else to say? We've gotten a Hornbreak. That's pretty cool. He is pretty much an Elder Dragon level monster, same as Devil Joe, and much like Devil Joe, and similar to Diablos, though Diablos isn't quite Elder Dragon level, they have very high weapons, or high raw weapons, but low affinity, I believe, on this one. Either that, low affinity, or raw. In general, if they're not an Elder Dragon, they either have high raw and low affinity, or high raw and low sharpness. Not always the case, though. Other than that, pretty much this is our first quest. Again, I'm sorry, this is very abrupt. Our first quest with an actual only Rajang. We've done a deviant quest with a Rajang before, but this is one where he doesn't actually have to share his health pool. I'm gonna go try to run through this moveset real quick. Has a boulder toss there, very easy to dodge through. Just make sure you're not too greedy. Here comes a beam, so we'll be able to punish that with a couple of boomerangs. Don't be afraid to only throw one regular boomerang. Remember, that is your strongest if you're not a Gathering Cat, Assist Cat, or Healing Cat. And since we're playing Adept, the first one is our strongest boomerang. So if we only throw one between attacks, that's fine. We, of course, want to get two off, but it's perfectly fine to just get the one out and be safe. Another thing about Rajang is that he's a very, very, very nimble monster, and some of his attacks have pretty easy tells to actually, hit. If you know a great sword user, they probably know how to script this spot pretty well. There's some Kelby hops. There's a spin here too. I believe he can back hop after, though he doesn't this time. But the Kelby hops, he'll always back hop after. And what I mean by Kelby hops is that he'll kind of jump 3 times in a row back and forth. And that's what Kelbys do whenever they move. He'll always do a back hop after that. And that spin, he did a back hop after. So that is the back hop he does after the Kelby hops. This is the Rajang ball. I don't remember what they call it in stories, but that's what we're going to call it because he turned into a ball and jumps around. We'll wait for it again. Has a rhythm. It's always sets of 3 whenever he's charged, or only sets of 2 whenever he's not charged. Very nice. Remember, it's a Rajang. You can hit the tail, and if you do enough damage to the tail, you will be able to knock him out of charge state. You're a cat, though. If you're a cat, though, you might not be able to get that unless you're like min-maxed for damage, and even then, it's not the best consistency. I'm sorry, I'm not paying as much attention to him. It's not the best consistency because you are piercing through, so you might only get a couple of hits on the tail. Sometimes you can hover it pretty simply, though. And then your Mega Boomerang can also be pretty easy to hover if you have the right spacing on it. Either way, he's moving to the very edge of the map in Area 1. So we'll go ahead and chase him there and hopefully not mess this up any more than I already have. All right, here we go. Laser beam. We'll just dodge out of the way of that. Repositioning. Throw a couple of boomerangs here. Just one, actually. Won't even reach. Throw one here. Those side hops can be very annoying, especially if he pulls out like a spin or something that you can not easily avoid. Couple of boomerangs there. Wait to see what he does. Those are the Kelby hops. He'll jump backwards. That's a very instant attack, and you can be hit by it pretty easily, unfortunately. Wait here after the spin. See what he's going to do next. He's going to do the Rajang ball. So we'll do 1 and then 2, and we'll be able to punish afterwards with a couple of boomerangs. Wait and see what he does next. He's just going to taunt, so that's great. Couple of boomerangs there. What's he going to do next? Okay, there's a Rajang laser. Perfectly fine to just keep attacking there through that. See what he does next. He's going after our other cat. That's Kelby hop, though, so we'll do backwards. Good. Couple of boomerangs there. Here comes a spin. Go ahead and apply our big boomerangs. Not really sure where he went. Okay, he's charged up. Boomerang there. All right, here come the fists. I could recommend Trimmer Resist for this fight, especially if you're using a bombing cat. That way he doesn't just trimmer you out of a bomb. Since he is a closer range monster, you shouldn't worry about having to lose your bombs if you do, or if he does hit you with a Trimmer attack, since they're close enough. but it's nicer to have those go off whenever you want them to and not whenever he calls them to go off if he tremors you. Couple of boomerangs there. He's gonna do a spin. We're gonna go for a mega boomerang. This is a little greedy. Hopefully he doesn't pull out a laser or something, because that might knock us out. It's gonna do a lot of damage to us, but we're fine. That should come back and hit him. That is not a great place for a stun to actually happen. So now we'll have to heal, and we did lose our go fight win. Saming after our other cat though, so we'll try to get some damage off here. Ooh, we got the topple. I don't know if that's the one that throws him out of charge state, because he's not going out of charge state. That was just a regular topple. All right, try to actually attack again. Here comes the beam. Make sure we're timing this stuff right, because it is very scary since we have no more acorns left. Try to dodge that. Those fists are a little inconsistent to dodge with adept, because sometimes they're an active hitbox and sometimes they aren't. So sometimes you can go straight through them just fine without even dodging. It's very, very, very weird hitbox. All right, we'll dodge that beam there. Throw a boomerang out. A couple more. And he's still not limping away. That's fine. We get another knockdown, so that's good. We'll go ahead and try to throw this out. I don't know if I can angle that high enough. I can, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, there we go. Some good damage. It's going to Rajang attack there. Not actually aimed at anyone. I think that was just a trying to get down. He is going to walk away, though, however, so that's great. We will chase him, I believe, onto his nest area. All right, we're into the nest area, and we do have enough for a mega boomerang, which is great. We go ahead and try to hover that around his face, and maybe get, I believe you can get 2 horn breaks on this monster, because he has 2 of them. I don't know, though. Yeah, we got both of the horn breaks and finished him off there. That actually took quite a bit for a Rajang hunt, but I am used to the actual full, final in-game setup, because I had been playing that recently for the Beast Prowler, so it's going to take a lot less time if you do have full min-maxed gear. This just took a little bit, especially because I forgot to record, unfortunately. So yeah, either way, there's rushing, and I will meet you back at the base for our next quest. All right, back to the hub. We'll go ahead and look at the Rajang weapon. Again, I think this one is either low sharpness or low affinity or both. That seems to be the case. Lower sharpness in the blue range. Very, very, very high raw, 220 and 16 lightning element on the melee side, and then 199 raw and 10 on the boomerang side. Again, I think we have both of our critical skills on. So, no, never mind. We only have critical up large. Okay, so no affinity boost, but no negative affinity either, so that's nice. But you do have the lower sharpness to have to deal with. It's not going to be any better for element than your one thing, what's it called? St. Elmo's Javelin. Having, 20 lightning element on the boomerang side, which, the raw is better on it, but you do lose that sharpness boost. It is white sharpness, right? I'm sorry, I'm just kind of all over the place today. Yeah, it's just not going to be amazing for what we're doing with it. For a melee cat, it might not be too terrible, but again, that blue sharpness just kind of stings at this point in the game. Either way, armor. Yeah, it's probably going to be the same as Devil Joe if I had to guess. And yep, same as Devil Joe, just different resistances. In fact, kind of swapped. So yeah, there we go. We'll go ahead and take our next quest. However, the first things first, our quests manager is back. Our pub manager, actually. Welcome back, darling. The quest tenders brought me up to speed on what's been going on while I've been away. I heard you've cleared up the quest backlog. Very well done, darling. Very well done. I've been doing a little investigative work on my end, and I think I'm getting closer to uncovering the identity of our little walking fortress. It gathers natural and man-made materials, which it uses to encase its body, creating a sort of armor. In other words, there's a living, breathing creature inside that colossus, but we still don't know what it really looks like. I did, however, manage to glean a few facts about it from the Hunters Guild and Academy archives. It usually stays close to its nest, but descends to human communities when it has to renew its armor, bringing disaster and ruin with it. My theory is that we happen to be smack in the middle of its armor shedding period, and if I'm right, that means its armor isn't complete. I think we can expect another visit from it in the near future. I've informed every region to be on the lookout. This time we'll be ready. Very well, our final boss is actually being a little formidable here, actually destroying a bunch of stuff and stealing too. Now, we have some more stuff. Shigaru Magala, you can now actually fight and get the weapon for it. It is a great dragon weapon, and if not the best, the second best weapon in the game for dragon element, for Boomerang Cat specifically. So if you want to take that now, you can. I believe he is weak to dragon itself, and I believe a little bit to fire too. Can also be weak to thunder. I don't remember exactly, but we won't be hunting him now because our dragon weak monsters are not really going to be happening until we actually can fight him without having to worry about finishing key quests. Either way, our next quest we'll be taking is a very long engravement, and very long indeed, as it has a Gravios in the hut as well as a Glavenus. We'll be taking this quest and it'll take us to the volcano. We'll go ahead and eat our meal and then we'll head out. Oh boy, our buffs are fixing to be up and they've already collided together in the same area. That's not amazing, but we have already fought these monsters before, so I won't linger too long on them. I'll just go over the moveset once again a little quickly. They will have less health, of course, since it is a multi-monster quest. But other than that, they're exactly the same as the monsters we've already fought. We'll start with Glavenus here and watch out for Gravios's heat beams. And he'll shoot a little flaming mucus shot. I don't know if that's actually mucus from Glavenus. I believe I've said that before too. Gravios is being very annoying just sniping from a distance. They are playing very well to be tag teaming. Here comes a double tail slam from Glavenus. We'll go ahead and throw our boomerangs at that tail base. Try to hit the head there. Didn't aim it incorrectly though. A couple of tail slams there. And remember, monsters do a very minimal amount of damage to each other when they hit each other. It's not really enough to make too much of a difference though. Like if they're lasting too long together, then maybe, but in open maps like this, it won't really matter that much. Try to get away from that tail sweep. And if we pierce Gravios, I think that's fine. I would rather him not be here though. And this would be where your cats having dung bomb would be very nice because they would chase them off a little bit faster. Here comes a tail sweep. So we'll just dodge that. I believe it's called a flame chakram in stories, so that would be what it's called here probably too. Another flame chakram. Keep going for that tail base as he turns around. Maybe he'll hit his head on our boomerang. Here comes Gravios with the heat beams again. They are very slow and take a little while to come out. So we'll try to just kind of get away from him. A couple of boomerangs here. Wait to see what Gravios does. He's going to run forward and probably go into a roll. Nope, he just stopped there. So we'll wait for Glavenus to do his thing. Gravios is far enough away, I don't think we have to worry too much. However, Glavenus is doing a tail slam, and then he's shooting his beams at us again, so we need to keep dodging those. All right, here comes one more. We'll try to dodge through that. I am fixing to get knocked out, though, so need to be careful. Here comes a spreading heat beam, so we'll just wait for that. Here comes another tail slam. We'll just dodge through that, and then go off to behind Gravios. Throw a couple of boomerangs here. We'll pierce both of them. I do not believe piercing is actually beneficial here due to the fact that your hits are actually applied by the boomerang and not by the monster. So you don't get to double hit like the monsters with your boomerangs. You only get like the 3 or 4 hits from the boomerangs against both monsters. We'll get hit by a heat ray there. We're going to try to get away from Gravios here. He is being very annoying. I wasted my dodge too, unfortunately, and we got hit by the sweep. Oh well, we'll eat our acorn and chase on Glavenus. Alright, finally Glavenus. You can see he's trying to use that little smoke screen to launch an attack, though it was a little slow on his part, so it's not going to hit us at all. Go for that face there as he turns around once again. Here comes the roar. We'll dodge straight through it. See what he does next. Boomerang at the face. Another boomerang at the face as he runs towards us. He's going actually into the lava there, so we'll try to get some boomerangs hovering as he runs towards us. Unfortunately, the flame thing did hit us, so we're fine, though. All right, here comes the explosive mucus thing. Don't know what to call it, really. He's going to launch 3 more of them, but we'll be fine to actually run through those. Here comes a tail slam. Keep going for that tail base. Again, as he turns his head, we should be able to hit it. I don't believe the tail has terrible damage whenever it is heated up, but it's not heated up right now. All right, here comes that. So we'll just dodge through it and get away from it before it explodes. Throw that out. Unfortunately, just did not wait for my aim to actually go there, but thankfully we were able to dodge the flame thing after it. Here comes the tail slam. We're fine with that. We'll go ahead and throw a boomerang at the face. Comes another exploding fireball. We'll just call it a fireball. That's easier to say. Couple of tail slams. Keep going for that face there. At least attempt to. And now he's going to do a tail spin. So we'll throw a couple here. Just do a soothing roll. That way we don't have to worry about timing that at all. Fire big boomerangs. And then we will actually throw a mega boomerang here since he's focusing on our palicos. That'll come out. We'll get the throat pop, and then we'll go for another one on the face. Very nice indeed. And in fact, I think we'll just go for another one after that. We get a face break. That's good. Go for another one. Get a flinch. Very nice. And then we're going to go ahead and use our piercing boomerangs because I don't want to be without those. Comes another tail slam. He is exhausted, so that's also pretty good. We'll be able to maybe punish him. Okay, that's fine. I'm glad that got out before we actually got hit. Boomerang out. And Gravios is taking the long way around, so thankfully we don't have to worry about him for a bit. Hopefully until we get Glavenus defeated, actually. He's going to try to do that, so we'll punish him with another Mega Boomerang. Hopefully we get it out in time before he turns. Good deal. Very good deal. We should actually be getting a stun pretty soon here, too. All right, a couple of boomerangs there. Looks like he might be leaving. Nope. Another Flame Chakram. He's going to topple over, though, or not completely topple over, but kind of topple. All right, he's going to sharpen his tail here, so we'll go ahead and throw another Mega Boomerang out since he does have a pretty lengthy animation for that, and he's poisoned too, so that's pretty nice. Get another break, I guess on the face again. Here comes another Flame Chakram. Topple a little bit there too. Keep going for that face once more. See what's going to happen. Here comes a Chakram. It's going to do the exact same thing as before, and I think we're just going to try to build for Bar instead of going for more Mega Boomerangs. He is now enraged, though, so that's fine. We'll be able to play a little bit more conservatively with our support gauge. Another one comes out. Double Tail Slam. We'll be able to reposition that as long as we dodge the first one. And if you don't dodge the first one, then you can easily just get out of the way of the second one, or go into the second one with your adept. Here it comes. Be very careful. Glavenus is a very fun fight. Always like fighting Glavenus. Go to the face there. Wait and see what he's going to do next. All right, just a little hop. I believe that is a grab hop, so be careful with that. Very quick turnaround bite there, but we got our angry mode, so we just dodged the tail thing outright. Here comes another Flame Chakram, so we're good to just dodge that. And he's going to heat up his throat. It's not in an amazing spot, so we'll go for that tail. We'll actually get a tail break, so that's great. We cannot cut the tail since we are using a blunt weapon, but that's fine. I'd rather have that more damage, right? Here comes a tail slam. We'll just dodge through that, reposition. Go for that face as he turns around, or at least, again, attempt to go for that face. There we go. There's our stun, finally. And then we'll go for a Mega Boomerang on the face here. Should be pretty lengthy since it is a stun and not just a regular topple over. I know Brute Wyverns in World specifically, I think, have a very interesting short topple over animation. And then they'll immediately get back up. Shut out a fireball there, but we will stay away from it. We get a throw up pop, that's good, but we won't be able to do a Mega Boomerang here since we do want to go for our piercing boomerangs. Keep going for the tail since it is heated, and that'll, again, be some decent damage. And he's going to roar. I actually had earplugs there, so that's good. Very nice. Another boomerang at the face here. Did not need to throw the second one, though. It's a little too greedy of me. This is a great spot for some damage. Just dodge through that tail sweep there. Great. Couple of boomerangs at the face. Did not pre-fire that correctly, though. Comes a bite. No tail slam yet. All right, just a couple of double bites. Very quick ones. Get a flinch off of that, too. That's good. And he's limping away. All right, we'll go ahead and I'll meet you when I finish off Glavenus, and then we'll go after Gravios. And there goes Glavenus, very much down. All right, like I said, I'll carve him up and I'll meet you at Gravios, which is actually in the next area. Very nice. All right, Gravios is definitely going to be the meat of this fight since he's usually just the HP and defense sponge. Thankfully, they both share a weakness to water, so that's nice. We would probably go for Gravios' weakness more than Glavenus, because Glavenus is more weak to raw than Gravios is. You can do a couple of tail spins there, so perfectly fine to dodge that. We'll do a tackle here. Reposition out of the way of that so we can apply our piercing boomerangs, and then we'll wait and see what he does. Turn around. A couple of boomerangs at the face there. Here comes the heat beams. Try to stay away from his feet there, that way we don't get trample damaged. Can do some flame gas. Be fine to actually keep attacking the stomach there then. Here comes the roar. Very nice. We'll just dodge straight through that. We do a couple of tail sweeps though. We will try to get out from under his undercarriage there. That way we're not constantly being hit. Keep going for this and tackle. Okay, that's fine. We'll deal with the tackle very easily. Just get right behind him. Charge a boomerang. That way we get the further range out of it. Then dodge out of the way. He's doing another tackle. That's pretty easy to avoid. He's just stopping pretty quickly there. So he's probably going to try to do something immediately after. He's doing a roll. Okay. Wait and see what he does here. We will be hit by that neck. That is a very large neck hitbox. I did not expect that. Spread heat beam, so we'll get behind him here. Keep going for that stomach, because that is the best hit zone on Gravios. I don't know if it's water-wise the best hit zone, but it's certainly the best raw hit zone. And even when you are using element, it's just better to go for a good raw hit zone instead, because the element is just the cherry on top. And you are applying it pretty quickly there. I believe in some certain very niche circumstances, you can go for the stronger element hit zone. But it's a very rare, and dual blades are more likely the ones to do that, since their motion values aren't terribly high either, but they're higher than cats at the very least. Keep going for that stomach. He's going to tackle here, so we'll be able to get right behind him. He's going to stop. We're going to expect a roll from this. We'll be careful. All right, he's not going to roll. He's just doing the head turn, so that's fine. Let's do a heat beam here. We'll be for, or not heat beam, but a heat ray. Ray are the short ones. Beams are the longer ones. Let's spread. All right, throw a boomerang here. He's going to stomp. We'll try to get under the hitbox. Actually not taking any trample damage there. I kind of expected to, but we're fine. Checking our buffs, making sure they didn't go off. Keep going for the stomach. He's going to turn around. What's he going to do? What's he going to do? Going to roar into rage mode. Okay, we can handle that. Go ahead and throw a greedy mega boomerang. Hopefully we get this out in time. Come on. All right, he's doing a spread breath, so we can very easily get that out in time. We'll take some damage for it, but that's fine. Kill the burn off. See what he does next. He's waddling up to the lava area and doing some more heat breaths. Heat rays, breaths. I cannot be consistent with what I call these attacks. Comes a spread, fire beam, heat beam. Again, I'm trying to call these from memory what they're called in stories, but I'm going to get them wrong half the time anyways. Here comes a roll. Try to get away from that. That does not actually apply tremor, surprisingly. I thought it would. Another spread, heat breath. Keep going for that. Remember, if you do break the legs, you'll get a topple if he's not in the middle of an important animation, so go for those if you really, really, really want to. Keep going for that stomach there. He's going to do a flop here. This absolutely does apply tremor, but we were far enough away from it, it didn't affect us. He's going to do a tackle here, so hopefully he doesn't go too far away. I've already pressed X, so... Oh, never mind. Yeah. I did press X. So that means, yeah, we weren't able to hold that for as long as we could before it went out. We would have had a higher chance of actually hitting it. That being said, he's doing just a stationary beam into a fire gas, so we can actually throw this out. All right, very good. Just dodge that little tackle there. Not going to throw another one, though. I believe that would be too greedy. We need to apply our big boomerangs anyways. He is going to do a roll. So a couple of boomerangs here. Go for that leg. Very nice. Go for the stomach. He's going to do a hip check. That is perfectly fine. Be able to spin on the legs there. I was going to try to go for the face, but that didn't actually happen. Fire breath, probably into a fire gas. Yes, since it was the stationary version. I aimed off into the wrong direction. And where are you going, bud? Just repositioning? Okay. Stomp some more into some tail sweeps. We're fine to avoid that. A couple of boomerangs here. Nice flinch. Saw some exhaustion mucus go off, so that might have been an exhaustion flinch. Do some fire rays there. Do a spin behind him. That way he has to do some head turns if he is going to head turn. Could have rolled there, I think, but we're fine with that. Spread heat beam. Keep going for that stomach there. Get a roar, and we finally break the chest, so that's good. Means we're doing more damage, and we break the wings too, making it a slightly better hit zone, I believe. All right, he's going to tackle forward. Go for a mega boomerang. There we go. Pierce it down his body. Another heat ray, combo, barrage, whatever you want to call it. Couple more boomerangs at the chest there. He's really going after us though, so we'll wait to throw a boomerang out. Get a face break or another wing break. Looks like another wing break. He's going to do a roll here, so we'll not actually be out of the range of that. I very much underestimated how far he moves whenever he does that. Another tackle into maybe, where are you going, bud? That's the wrong direction. Is he leaving? No, he's tackling. Get out of the way. Oh, poor big guy. He didn't see it in time. All right, we'll pop piercing boomerangs. See what we can't do here. More heat rays, so we will just get right under him, so we're safe, and then go for that stomach. Is he finally leaving the area? He's finally leaving the area. All right, I think we had enough of Gravios too, so I'll go ahead and meet you whenever I finish him off. And there we go. Gravios is now down 2. Guess he wanted to go where Glavenus went. Either way, Gravios and Glavenus have been taken down, and we'll only have one quest left to take after I cover him up and meet you back at base. All right, and we're back to the hub. Since the monsters we fought before were not new, we won't have any new equipment to look at. However, Our next monsters in a titanic clash has us hunting an Agnactor and a Duramboros in the arena. This will give us some new equipment to work with too. We probably won't actually use it. Maybe Agnactor, but certainly not Duramboros. He's one of those high raw and low sharpness or low affinity. I don't remember which one. Either way, we'll take the quest, and we have our ice weapon equipped because that's the one they share the best, the weakness at the very least. We'll go ahead and head out. I believe this is actually our first quest in the arena. It's certainly one with large monsters, that's for sure. This is definitely an interesting quest. Has you hunting both of them together, and there is a fence in the middle of the map that you can use to separate them. You gotta time that correctly though, or else you'll have a much smaller area to fight them in, and they'll both still be together. We'll try to draw Duramboros maybe away from Agnactor. That might push them apart. Please. Oh, no. I just threw a boomerang. Come on, come on. Go, go, go. Okay, okay. Now they're separated. We don't have to worry about our cats being separated from us. They'll just dig and then go into this area. So if you get your hunter friends separated, they will just have to stay apart. They can use a Farcaster to get to the other side of the map from the base camp, but they'll have to use a Farcaster. And if they don't have a Farcaster, then the only way back to base camp is painting. Either way, Duramboros. We haven't fought him in G rank at all. He is very, very, very large. I don't remember any specific moveset changes from him, so we'll just, call them out by name. Or I say by name, but not really by name. You know what I mean. Let's see what he does here. He's going to walk forward. All right, that's a great move. Love the little movement. And see what he's going to do next. Okay, he's going to do a spin here, so we'll be able to back up and get away from it. That fence won't last forever, however, it's rhyming, because it is on a timer, so he won't be able to have this freedom for very long. He's going to keep spinning here. We're going to try to stay back. He's going to launch up into the air. He's not going to launch forward, so we'll be able to actually punish that pretty easily. Go for the hump. Remember, the hump is the best weak spot on Duramboros. Duramboros is weak to fire, but Agnactor is not. Agnactor is more weak to water. However, I've said this before, but Agnactor has a neat little mechanic. If you do attack the hardened magma with a fire weapon, you can't actually soften the magma, but once it's broken, then you can't really do much damage with fire. In fact, you don't do any damage with fire at all. The fence is now down, but it'll be ready in 20 more seconds, so we'll just kind of keep going after Duramboros and try to draw Agnactor away. He's going to go into a spin, so this will actually deny a lot of space for us to move around in, unfortunately. See what we can do. Agnactor is doing a spread beam. Unfortunately, I pressed B, but that did not go off in time. I was in the middle of an animation. Okay, now maybe we can draw Duramboros or Agnactor. Either one will work. All right, looks like Agnactor is going to be the one to move. Come on, go, 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 go. Okay, there we go. Good. We've got him separated again. All right, we'll see what he does next. All right, there's a plow attack. Very easily be able to punish that. Hopefully, if we hit some boomerangs, there we go. Good on the tail. And we can cut that little chunk off of the big hammer tail, since we do have a cutting weapon. He's going to do another spin attack, so maybe we can actually stun him here. Oh, let's not do it that closely. Got a guard cancel there, unfortunately, so that means our Y button input was not received. We'll get kind of a flinch, not really. We knocked him into rage mode, so that happened. Go for the humps again, since we're actually on a good elevation for that. Gonna hit slam the tail down. Ouch. Okay, we actually get the dodge on it. I didn't think we would dodge that. Oh well. Couple of boomerangs up at the body there. He's gonna slam his tail down back at us like a hammer. Throw a boomerang out there. Dodge through that. Throw another boomerang out and see what he does next. Okay, he's gonna do the spin again. A little greedy here, and we might get knocked out of this. Come on, go. Okay, I'm fine with taking damage. We actually didn't though. That's great. We'll get free range at this hump here, and that is absolutely great. Also, go fight win, so I'll actually try to free-fire this up, maybe? Yeah, I didn't need to do that, because it'll come back around and maybe hit some more. All right, very good. Got some good damage off there. I'm sure that fence is fixing to wear off, so we need to be careful of that. But we do have Duramboros actually far away, so it should take him only a little bit to actually get over here. Once that does go down. Of course, Duramboros can drag the fight closer to the fence, but hopefully that doesn't happen. All right. Oh, yeah, he's doing a tackle attack there, so we need to be careful. All right, well, there's Agnactor once again. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. We're getting cornered here. We need to get away from the corner. Stay more towards the open. Keep going for, I guess, kind of the tail there. The fence switch is back to being ready to use. And Agnactor has got himself locked up. Go. Good deal. All right, he's all by himself again. I mean, yeah, if we can just keep going for Duramboros here, that's great. That'll let our damage kind of be a little more efficient. He's going to do a spin again, so hopefully we're far enough away this time to be safe. Go for that leg. Yes, there we go. Very nice. Go for these humps. Actually going to spin on them since we're at a great elevation for that. And we've already broken a hump, so that's good. Or the hump. You can't break the second one. The second one's a little too small for that. All right, keep going for that while he turns around towards us. See what he does next. Just a little hip check there. Nothing really too special. All right, now what's coming out? All right, a tail slam. That's good. We'll just dodge that and punish him with some boomerangs. And there we go. After a short little back and forth, not really too terribly much interesting happening, we take down Duramboros. Now all we have to do is wait for the fence to come down. Maybe it'll give us enough defense to actually carve Duramboros up, and then we can actually fight Agnector. All right, perfect timing. The fence is down, and now we can fight Agnector. Gonna be similar to Duramboros. Nothing really too special. We've already fought him before, at the very least, in the high rank, and his G rank counterpart isn't really too notable. We'll keep going after him though, and hopefully we can break some of these parts off. Again, he's weaker to water than the other stuff, but ice is okay. I believe it's the second best, which is why I did choose ice over thunder, because thunder's okay on Duramboros, but ice isn't terrible on Duramboros either. This is a decent compromise for both of them. He's got his chest and his face heated up, so hopefully we can get in, close in on that chest, and maybe do some spins on it to break it. Did heat beam there. We'll wait and see what he does next. Just gonna roar into rage mode. So we should be fine to actually keep attacking afterwards once he does his little sweep there. Yeah, I need to be careful that we're not too close to those parts because we will bounce off of them. Did a little slam there like a Legiacris. Then we'll wait. He's going to dig here. We're going to hold guard in case something happens that we don't know if we can avoid. Now his whole body is softened, so that's pretty nice. Does another sweep. That's interesting. That must be a G rank thing because I don't remember those big giant lava pools appearing. Couple of spins there into his chest, and remember, if you do break the claws, they will get a top bull too, as long as he's not in like a flinching animation or something like that. Go for another spin there. He's gonna spin once more, so hopefully we stay out of the way of those lava pools. He's gonna do another heat beam. Thankfully it's not like Gravios where he can just, you know, expel heat gas and knock you off of them, but it's a good way to actually just, you know, stay right next to him and keep attacking. The whole body's gonna cool except for the chest and the face, so that's fine. That's really where our most damage is coming from anyways. Gonna tackle there, so we'll just dodge into it. Does have some decent tracking on that tackle, so don't just, you know, try to run in one direction because he's pretty nimble at that point. All right, he's out of the ground. We'll look for a chance to throw a Mega Boomerang. Maybe after this little volley here. Yes, okay, dodge. And then he should pop out of the ground at some point. Yes, okay, there we go. Hopefully we aren't tremoured here. We are tremoured, unfortunately. I did not think about that correctly. And now he's going to go right back in underground. So at the very least, his body is fully softened. But we did lose out on some damage there that we could have gotten. All right, there he goes, back out of the ground. Now we can throw that Mega Boomerang again and maybe get it off this time. It's a great monster to pierce down through because a lot of him is a weak spot whenever he is heated up. So just a great way to use Mega Boomerang there. He's going to dig once more. Really likes that attack. And I believe Sonic Bombs do work here. But we don't have Sonic Bombs, so they don't work here because we don't have them. But they do work if you are a hunter, or even if you have Sonic Horn. But I don't really recommend Sonic Horn because it's a little too unwieldy. It doesn't happen immediately, and it does cost a little bit too much to use, since that's really the only thing it does, is knock them out of the ground. And it doesn't even do that when it's enraged. All right, a couple of spins here, maybe. All right, got a little hit on the face there, and that's fine. Keep going for these legs here, I guess, on the back. We should be getting some part breaks pretty soon. All right, he's going to peck at us, so make sure we're not just spamming the dodge button. Need to wait for an attack to come out, but he is digging, so that's nice. I'm just going to try to stay in Soothing Roll since it is free, and then we'll wait for an opportunity to actually hit him. Not quite yet, but I believe he is fixing to pop out of the ground. Yes, there we go. Hopefully we aren't tremoured here. Yeah, just a little too close. I need to remember how far the distance you get there for the actual non-tremor attacks. All right, we're going to be a little greedy here, but he should have to head turn here. And if that's the case, he's going to go after one of our cats. That's fine. We'll get a flinch with the Mega Boomerang. That did reach, thankfully. Here's this one, down him. Should get another flinch off of that, and then we'll go for one more before we just start saving bar again. Boomerang out. Nice face break, looks like, so that's good. Means we've been hitting the face quite a bit more than the chest. Here comes a roar. Unfortunately, did not dodge in time. And did not actually, it dodged a little too early there. All right, he's gonna go digging again, so we might as well just use a soothing roll and stay invincible for a little bit. All right, there we go. Running into the wall there, so that's fine. He's probably going to, no, he did another one. Very surprising. All right, and this should maybe be the finale. Yes, okay. It's gonna land, we'll dodge through that. Make sure we're not trimmered. Go for some quick close-up attacks. Look for a chance to actually apply our buffs. All right, be very careful. He's going to spin here, so we'll just try to stay within that. And remember, those lava pools will damage us, so we need to be careful. Here comes a tackle. Dodge into that one. Couple of boomerangs out. Another one out, just in case something bad happens. All right, just going to do a double bite there, so we'll do this into a spin. Didn't quite work out there. That's fine. Comes a beam. Not a spread one, thankfully, so we can just keep going for that chest, and we finally get the chest break, so now it is permanently softened. Very nice. Couple of boomerangs out there. He is exhausted too, so that's good. Keep going for that chest. He's going to do the exhausted animation now. I was waiting for that, so we can now throw the Mega Boomerang here. Might not be the best to throw it at the chest there, though it actually did pierce some good spots, so that's great. He's going to attempt to do a beam there, but since he's exhausted, no element comes out. Pierce once more through him. Again, not doing too terribly much damage because a lot of his body is still hardened up, and I don't believe he can dig right now. Oh, he could prove me wrong right here. We're going to go ahead and do that. Unfortunately, I believe we didn't pull that out fast enough to actually get the one cost on our Mega Boomerang. That's fine. It's going to start digging again, and you can do this. Granted, it's a little slow, and it's better to do emergency retreat with that. You can still be trimmered out of the ground, of course. He's still exhausted, surprisingly, so we'll keep going for this arm here and maybe get a break. There we go. And there's our topple. I believe we've actually broken the back, too, so that's pretty good. And we'll just kind of keep hammering away at him. Of course, we're not playing Hammer, we're playing Prowler, but I think you understand the point. There's another arm break. Unfortunately, since he was in the middle of enraging, he does not topple over from that. And there we go. It's a bit hard to gauge when they're actually low on health or not, since they don't limp too terribly often in the arena, since I don't really have a reason to leave, since I can't. But yeah, there we go. There's Agnector. Again, not really a terribly difficult fight. We did lose an acorn in the process, but that was just because I was letting my guard down. Getting a little bored there, but we did take him down, so I'll carve him up and meet you back at base. Big news, darling. We finally tracked down the creature we've been on the lookout for. It even has a name, Atal-Ka. It went into the Forlorn Citadel. Hard to miss, really, what with it swinging its enormous armor around. So vulgar, darling. The Forlorn Citadel was abandoned quite some time ago, leaving only ruins. I have a hunch as to why it's holed up itself up in there. Do you remember what I told you before about it making its armor out of both natural and man-made materials? It usually stays close to its nest, but descends to human communities when it has to renew its armor, bringing disaster and ruin with it. Well, when it attacked the fortress at Shrade, the structures were ripped from their foundations, leaving no traces. I imagine our culprit is fairly picky about its armor, as in it takes only the materials it wants and leaves the rest. And I'd also suspect that whatever lies at the heart of that lumbering scrapyard is something altogether different to what its appearance suggests. If it's attacking the Forlorn Citadel now, then now may be our only time to strike, our last chance to surprise it. If it doesn't like what it finds, it'll just head back down to the villages, and we're not letting that happen. No, we're finishing this here and now. I'm sending out a message to tell all available hunters to head to the Forlorn Citadel immediately. And yes, that includes you! Get yourself ready and talk to the quest tender for the most urgent quest of your career. I don't care what it takes, we'll ram this whole ship into it if we have to. To arms, everyone, we're taking this thing down. Alright, well, our final boss has been set up, but of course we're not doing that today. We do need to check out our equipment first, though. First things first, we'll look at Agnector, the most promising of the two weapons. It will be the Agnector Lance Cross. Boomerang weapon, so we'll look at 195 raw, very nice, and then 28 fire element. Compared to Glavenus, which would be, I believe, wherever it might be at. What is it called? I forgot. The Nova Slice Whiskers, you get 10 more raw and 12 more element. So absolutely you're using this. The only thing you lose is 10% affinity, which is well worth the trade-off in element and raw. So yeah, we'll for sure make that. And then we have the Duramboros weapon, which is the Duram Axe Cross. This is a close range one, 231 raw and actually no negative affinity, but it is one of the lower sharpness ones. So if you're using raw melee, maybe, but it's not really particularly great. And you do have the Diablos hammer, which is also very, very good. You just really need to try to offset that affinity, which is very easily offset with critical at large. As for the armor, only 146 for both, but if you're looking for those resistances, you can use those. We're using the Valstrax stuff, of course, which gives us a little bit more defense on both pieces. Either way, we'll head up and call it here. Thank you so much for watching. Next time, we will be going after Atal Ka and finishing out our key quests and urgent quests, at the very least for the story. I hope you enjoyed once again, and I will see you next time for that. Please consider leaving a like and maybe even subscribing. Until next time, bye.